Shalom, shalom. We're gonna do a quick sound check, video check, make sure everything is good. It sounds like it's good.
Shalom, shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers around the four corners of the earth that are doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever.
That's right.
All right, to the scattered elect that are scattered among the heathen around the earth, and to the few aqua that are listening and learning. We're gonna go right into this lesson. I'm just gonna drop it. All week long through the spirit, I knew something was gonna happen. By Friday, I knew they had this supposed deadline that they were supposed to meet. That was supposed to happen on the 22nd. Because on the 22nd, the goal was to have, I think, 70 million people in America and so many people around the world were supposed to have the jump shot, and that did not take place. And so they missed that. They wanted the whole world, controlled and shut up with the jump shot, and it didn't happen. So basically, Esau is losing his shit, and he's gonna resort to his sword, and his economy is going to. And I know some of you it's like, oh, you brothers have been saying that for a long time. You sound like a broken record. Well, hey, this thing is repetitive. And but something did happen. It changed. Russia and China has basically presented a new reserve currency to the whole world, and nations are already latching onto it. And if you weren't aware of it, it started off, I think, just a few months ago. 23 nations dropped the dollar. 23 more nations. All right, now it's up to 200. So you got 200 nations that are not using the dollar, which is going to bring inflation here to America, big time. It's going to bring and around the world.
You see the top, some of the articles, just the titles, targeting the U.S. dollar's hegemony, Russia, China, and it's going to say multiple other nations. You see, Russia and China set to develop new reserve currency.
And it's not developed, it's here, and they're using it. So it's no more, this is going to happen. Hey, look, we're in the last moments of the last days, and the prophecies are playing out. Those days are here. And literally, all hell is about to break loose within here. Yeah. It's getting ready to happen, man. Go ahead, brother.
This is Ezekiel 12:21. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Tell them, therefore, thus says Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision or flattering divinations within the house of Israel.
And see what happens with Jake is that Jake thinks just because they can still get up and go to the movies, they can still go to a restaurant, they still don't plan on going to work tomorrow, or they still plan on commit adultery tomorrow because they're not going to work because they're gonna go to old girl house because she's gonna stay home so they can do that. Jake still wanna be doing, at home with the nigga woman doing nigga teens. All right, as a shout out to the brother in Guyana, but Jake still want to be doing bullshit, and they're thinking that none of this stuff is gonna affect them, and it is. All right, it's going to. Go ahead, brother. What you got?
This
you got something too, Bob?
Come. Okay. This 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail of a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So, hey man, they chilling, they doing their own thing, It's just like the days of Noah, man. It's gonna come out of nowhere on them, man, like a thief in the night. But that day is not gonna catch us like that.
Because one thing Jake don't pay attention to is the economy. You know, Jake don't understand how economics work. Hey, and then you got like I work in a steel mill, but all last week they was having trouble getting steel the whole week. Damn near almost every day they sent us home early.
No iron ore.
No steel.
Okay.
No steel. You know, steel is pretty much what they use to build everything. You know. So they don't have the shit. They can't get it. You know what I mean? So what's gonna happen? You know, and it's not just the steel mills. This, I think, the brother Menaki was telling me how in his factory they've been sending people home too.
Yeah.
And that's in the plastic industry, and that's one of the biggest industries. Plastic, steels.
Textile.
Yeah. You know, they haven't been having any steel, or they haven't even had any business for plastic, man. You know.
Well, a lot. This is how the Lord has put a wound in their mind and their plans. First of all, you got all these different countries that have all these different natural resources, but when you start playing Esau's game, you got America depending on China for its microchips. We have a problem. We have the issue now. Anything that needs a so-called microchip from a truck, for the sensors to move the trucks, to cars, to laptops, to equipment. Now they can say, well, they can control that whole market. You got Russia controlling the wheat. You got control, which goes into the diesel, and the oil and gas. You got all these other countries that have very heavy in one area that over 30-40% of the world's market. And then you have a beef and strife between the world. The first part of war is a Cold War. A Cold War goes into those goods and services and being withheld, and the money being withheld before it becomes a hot war where you got actually have boots on the ground. You have shooting and so forth.
Yeah, that was like I said in World War II. That's how it kicked off with the issues with Germany.
Yeah.
It was that economic thing on first.
God, I know you remember. I know.
Let's talk about that.
So like,
Bring it out, brother.
This Sirach 39:1, it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. So like the elder had brought up, yeah, we're going to go into prophecy. That's first and foremost, because that's one of the signs we're getting out. And then we'll touch the Gentiles, we'll touch the Israelite foreigners, all these different histories. And then it'll, guess what? It'll go back to track one, which is what? What's pertinent right now? Prophecy. Like it says in Revelations 19:10, like get it right quick about the Spirit of Yahushua. So the Spirit of Yahushua ain't into these churches, or else they be saying what we're saying, they be declaring what we're declaring. But this Revelations 19:10, it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, it's definitely the spirit of prophecy, man. All right, so just like we had this guy, the video we watched right before we went live, what this guy was talking about Revelation 6:4 happening and 2 Thessalonians, which we're gonna go into those to correct him, all right, because that's what we do, and those prophecies are playing out because Esau Edom is exposed. That's why all this is happening. You know, he like I said, he failed with his medical lies. That plan didn't go through, so he's trying to push it from another angle now with this whole monkey business. All right, and that's not going to work either, man, because he's lost his credibility and his trust, and the trust of the people. He has been exposed. Matter of fact, let's go to 2 Thessalonians. And
2 and what? It's on the screen.
2 like 1 through 7.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushua, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that day of Hamashiach is at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there coming falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so these are just a couple of prophecies that also has to take place, that has taken place, and is taking place. is happening right now.
Mhm.
All right, because the Israelites then fell away. All right, and then the elect is coming back to who they are.
Right.
And of those who are coming back to who they are, there are watchmen. All right, the prophets. All right, and here it is. They're exposing who the man of sin is.
God, and the man who was talking about it in the video, he tried to make it seem as if it was one person and that he wasn't a part of it. But he clearly is a part of it, because we got to understand the man of sin is referring to a race of people.
That's it. Come on,
All
man.
right, and that race of people, the scripture clearly said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked are ruling over the earth. So all you have to do is look at who's been the ruling class people for the last 500 years in the earth.
Who's on the money?
There is your wicked. Exactly. You look at whose faces was on the world on the former world reserve currency,
Mhm.
because that's going to change.
That's right.
All right.
And like you mentioned, they've been doing the BRICS has been around for years now. This is the culmination of their plan. They're acting now. They're putting it out here, trying to save face for not to alarm people. All this is targeting, or they're crafting a new. No, but this motherfucker been done.
Matter of fact, in 2010, 2011, we were talking about the BRICS nations,
Right,
and everything that's going on now. It started back then. We hoped and thought it was going to happen back then.
Right.
It took all these years for it to manifest. All right, for it to come full fruition. But now it's here. But you go ahead and finish that. I'll read it. It said, "Who opposeth?" No. I'm sorry, verse 3. "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And as Jacques mentioned, the Israelites fell away from their heritage. And the man of sin be revealed." And that's the most important thing now, because that's a live prophecy.
That's it.
Esau Edom has been revealed.
That's it.
The so-called white man, who is Esau Edom, all right?
That's it.
They are the wicked, and they are the sons of perdition.
That's
All right. Now, as we always tell you, the Israelite thing is not a color thing. The so-called white man makes it about a color thing, because we understand that some of our people are scattered among them and will look like them, and vice versa. All right. So this thing isn't a color thing. They make it about color, which is a false concept that that they created to create confusion. Because identity is through the seed of your father, not the color of your skin.
If I may
All
say,
right? Yes, you may.
it says that the son of man, the son of sin, the man of sin. I'm sorry, the man of sin shall be revealed. Right now, part of
Let's
his.
get that in a couple other versions. Some brothers do a little research. I want to see what it says.
In Second Thessalonians.
And there's a couple of go to them other Bibles. But go ahead, y'all.
So it says the man of sin may be revealed, and speaking on what the elder was speaking on, that you have some of that seed, all right? Because like the elder said, there is a nation of people, all right, who is the man of sin, right? And you have some of them who look like a so-called Negro, Latino, or a Native American. You have what the Bible calls tares. All right, you have the wheat, which are the true Israelites, and then you have the tares, who happen to look like Israelites, but their bloodline don't go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So they're not an Israelite, although they may look like one. So again, like the elder was saying, it's not about now what you look like sometimes could be a telltale sign for the most part, because so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are indeed the true Israelites. But like the elder was saying, there are some people who may look like us, all right, but it's not us. And you have it the other way
we saw
around.
one last night.
Yep.
That Mo that got choked out in the UFC.
Yep.
All right. And the crazy thing is that and it was reversed, because the guy that choked him out looks like a so-called white man, and he isn't.
Exactly.
All right. So that was a strange fight when you're in the spirit and when you're in the know, because you had a so-called black guy and a so-called white guy fighting, and the truth be said, that they were opposite. Both of them were opposite of what they looked their appearance was.
Right. So the one who looked like one of us, he was actually one of the men of sin. But then the one who looked like the man of sin was actually an Israelite. There so you're gonna have that. Hey, the Lord said, "I will work a work in your day, in which you will be told and no wise believe, though it be told you. So this, hey, again, this is all the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All
Right,
right.
that the Lord said that He would reveal. Because even if, I don't know if Pops kept reading on that Ezekiel 12, but it said that the Lord was going to seize the power because our people don't believe it. Because Esau told him, like, no, it's way above. You know, that all that is out of style. All them things came to pass. And it's going to grab our people, like literally, like the scriptures say, like a thief in the night. Like a woman that's about to give birth. Once that water breaks and then pains come sooner and sooner, there's no going back to 6 months pregnant, 2 months pregnancy. Now it's coming, and now it's not stopping. God.
Yeah, those birth pains, and that's where we are now. We're actually in the birth pains. The contractions are starting. So this baby, child of chaos, is about to be born, and America's and is getting ready to be in chaos like the other nations around the world. There are literally riots and uprisings worldwide. Worldwide, their soldiers posturing for battle worldwide. Their crazy weather patterns worldwide. You got heat. You got famines. You got extreme heat in places where they've never had it before. In different parts of Europe, the people over in Europe are dropping dead from 100+ degree weather that they're completely not used to.
And they don't have air. They don't have the air
And they
conditioners.
don't even have
like
air
we do,
conditioners units
because they're not used to it.
They're not. They never. It never really gets hotter than like 80 degrees. So they don't.
Go ahead, finish.
No, go ahead, Pops.
No, they did. I mean, but even here in America, in like the West Coast, out like Arizona and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're dying out there
Yeah,
too.
they dying out there. They dropping out there. They putting heat index records on this stuff right now. I mean, they experience the heat out there that they have.
Yeah, you got planes not flying. You got pilots that are not eligible to fly. They can't fly because they're sick. They're not sick from the disease. They're actually sick from the jump shot.
That's it.
Right? They took that jump shot, and then now they all. They're right, and now they're all. Now they can't fly.
The
So
pokey wokey.
everything's. And it just goes to show you that this man is not. He's not fit for rulership, man.
That's it.
I got the New Living Translation.
And I have
Okay.
I have multiple ones to end that definition of that.
For the New Living Translation, it says verse 3 in 2 Thessalonians 2. Don't be fooled by what they say, for that day will not come until there be a great rebellion against God, and the man of lawlessness is revealed.
Ooh, that's a good one, because who disobeys and goes against the law? And then the guy said that in the video.
Yep.
Yep.
They these people that hate God.
Well,
So
they do
that's the
everything.
only one we really need to read. Bro. That was
And
all.
opposed to it.
And they're opposed to the law of
They do
God.
the opposite.
Matter of fact, that's the whole wisdom of something. Go ahead, brother.
This Daniel 7:25, and you shall speak great words against the Most High,
Ooh.
and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, lawlessness, everything is contrary
Yep.
to the Most High.
Yep.
And they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and the dividing of time. So let you know who that is. The people that will be ruling over Jacob in these last days, that is the man of sin. That's the man of lawlessness. Who hands are we in? Edom.
Nine.
It says, and is revealed the one who brings destruction. He will exalt himself and defy everything that people call God and every object of worship.
Wow.
He will even sit in the
Damn.
temple of God, claiming that he himself is God.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Who is that? Who images that of God touching fingers with a naked man looking all effeminate? Who
When
is
the
that?
scripture says that you're not to see another man's nakedness. Yeah, like I said, these people oppose the laws of God in every way, manner, shape, and form.
Those not Chinese faces on their paintings.
Nope.
Those not Hamite faces, African faces on the paintings. Right? It's not Ishmael. It's
Nope.
not niggas. It's not paintings of Jesus.
And who revives
The
history
Mexicans.
left and right?
Edomites.
All these historical revisions that's been pushed as truth, man.
And, oh, you gotta,
And the Bible tells you over the complete opposite of everything that you see on the screen right now. What you got, brother?
It's Isaiah 24:5. For the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant.
Yeah.
So yeah, they changed all the laws and broke the everlasting covenant. This
Right.
is what this devil do, man.
And then they put up these images of them, of themselves, which is completely opposite of what the Bible says.
That's it. I mean,
Right.
as soon as you just put it God and just put search, this is what pops up.
This is what pops up. You watch a cartoon, you watch a movie, you're right? But when you actually read the Bible, which is the West is supposedly Christians, the Western world, they're supposedly Christians.
Yeah, the
Right.
founding fathers.
But yet the Bible, they follow not.
They Christians, all right. Follows the Rapist Christians.
That's it.
Huh.
Which was a God set up by Edomite when they were in Egypt.
There it is.
The flower pot
This
God.
is Romans chapter 2, verse 12. It says, "For as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law. And as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. For not the hearers of the law are just before the Most High, but the doers of the law shall be justified." So, Esau said, hey, he's in a conundrum, man. And he's pushing people to be, that's why it says in the scriptures, man, that teaches men to break the law, roughly paraphrasing as it says in Matthew, man, he's going to be least in the kingdom of heaven, man. So much, this man's going to be exterminated for the things he's done on the side, man.
I got a precept for you. It's Isaiah 14:4. That thou should take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. And we know Babylon is the last ruler nation. That's in Revelation, obviously, the new Babylon. And then who else is also said to be the last ruler? Edom, not just before. Psalm 137 calls Edom the daughter of Babylon, right? I'm reading the next verse. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler. So this nation of Babylon is called what? The wicked. All right? So whoever's ruling right now is that wicked one. That's just plain.
Period. And just more than that.
Yeah, I'm going to jump down to verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Still talking about the same elite rulers of Babylon, not some deaf demon that's in the pit of hell between the earth with a pitchfork, man, and a pointy handlebar mustache. That's not happening.
Lucifer only mentioned one time in the scriptures.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which just weakened the nations? Like, I'm just talking about geopolitics.
Yeah,
right?
geopolitical politics. That's right.
You know? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, the sides of the north. Well, it's making it clear that this is talking about a man in the earth. And what's the size of the north, man? North America. And what did they do? They sit amongst us over here amongst the stars. They rule over us, man. That's Ezekiel said that they said we would rule over the two nations, north and southern kingdom, as if God was amongst them. They teach us their ways, and they made as if we belong to them, man. This is madness. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt brought down to hell the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall never look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? So, everybody talk Antichrist this or Lucifer that. Look, Lucifer and your Lisa Edom, also known as the Illuminati. All right? And the wicked one is that seed of Edom, man, so-called red man. All right, that red horse took violence from the earth, took peace from the earth, brought the great sword. They definitely took no violence away. Slip of the tongue. That took peace from the earth, man. Damn peace, you can't even collect fucking your own rainwater. They found you for that. That's madness, man. Who else has done that in history?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's his track record, man.
Yeah. We got a quick one. This is Habakkuk 2:5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. He is as death because he does everything in opposition of the Most High God and the Most High God and the Most High God's righteousness, which the Most High God's righteousness, according to Wisdom of Solomon 1:15, it says righteousness is immortal. All right, lives evermore. But the opposite of live evermore is death. When you do the opposite of the Most High's righteousness, when you do the opposite of what he say morality is when you do the opposite of what his rules and regulations are. When you do the opposite of life, then that's death.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Just quick point.
Yeah.
What did Moses say? It was only two options. I said before the life and death.
Yeah.
No, just Sirach says it as well. There's water and fire before you, man. Put your hand to what you like the best.
That's it. Hey, like the saying goes, hey, 6 million ways to die. Choose one, or choose life. There's only one way to live.
One way.
There's many ways of darkness, many ways to die. That's why all these heathenistic ways, they all have diverse ways from another, all leading to death. But here it is, the self-proclaimed white man, Esau Edom, he has the way that gets you there even quicker, to death. All right, because he's totally opposed in the opposite of life, of the Most High God and His righteousness. Totally opposite.
The express train.
That's man. This is Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Wow.
But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And these are the people that we're exposing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah.
And he does that with violence, y'all. Matter of fact, can I play a quick example of a man that spoke about them and then he got demonized shortly after? And we're talking about Jeremiah Wright, the former pastor of Barack Obama. All right, but before I play it, I'm gonna play. These are both these videos are about a minute long, so I'm gonna play them both. All right, just to go to show you how crooked, how mischievous and wicked, unfair and unrighteous this man is.
And that's another sign of who on top, because what is it that a saying of whoever is on, you'll find out who is ruling on who you can't talk about.
Exactly. And he spoke about, he was talking about them issues.
Yep.
And then the American way of doing things around the world and how wicked and unrighteous they were. And they demonized.
Yep.
All right. But he actually got demonized for speaking the truth. So here we go.
Breaking news, the U.S. Supreme Court has just issued one of the most horrific and dystopian rulings in history. The Supreme Court has ruled to gut a lifeline for prisoners who were wrongfully convicted, even when new evidence shows that they were innocent of the crime they were convicted of. Ruling 6 to 3 the right way.
Now, why would they do something like that? Somebody look up the word dystopian. They would do something like that because it would clear out their prisons and they would lose, and people would be free, and they wouldn't have all that money that's made off the occupancy and the free labor that inmates provide. So it would ruin their little scam, just like the Title 4D child support. That's another dystopian type law, something that's done fraudulently under the color of law, which isn't really law, but they oppress people with.
The Supreme Court said that the new evidence that was previously not used to the counsel cannot be used to exonerate anyone. This means that even if a prisoner or an inmate can prove that they were completely innocent and had no fault for their conviction, tough luck. And the theory used to uphold this barbaric ruling is the same theory used to uphold slavery, states' rights. Her Justice Thomas states apparently have a right to execute people even when they are innocent. Since 1972, over 1,500 Americans have been executed, and 187 of them were later exonerated. Disproportionately black and brown, 11% of all people in America has executed were innocent the whole time. This is your pro-life Supreme Court.
And
wow,
Clarence Thomas was part of his ruling.
This is some bullshit. They said that most of the people that were executed were exonerated after they were executed, meaning they were proven that they were innocent, but they got executed anyway. So I mean, goddamn. Now let's play the next one.
United States of America government, when it came to treating her citizens of Indian descent fairly, she failed. She put them on the reservations. When it came to treating her citizens of Japanese descent fairly, she failed. She put them in internment prison camps. When it came to treating the citizens of African descent fairly, America failed. She put them in chains. The government put them on slave quarters, put them on auction blocks, put them in cotton fields, put them in inferior schools, put them in substandard housing, put them in scientific experiments, put them in the lowest paying jobs, put them outside the equal protection of the law, kept them out of their racist bastions of higher education, and locked them into positions of hopelessness and helplessness. The government gives them the drugs, builds bigger prisons, passes a 3-strike law, and then wants us to sing God Bless America? No. Not God Bless America. God damn America. That's in the Bible for killing innocent people. God damn America for treating our citizens as less than human. God damn America as long as she is trying to act like she is God and she is supreme.
And you know what? I remember all the controversy behind this speech. They were so enraged, and then now, and you think back, it's like they got angry because why? Because the man of sin was being put on blast. All right, but go ahead and read that definition of dystopia. That was a brother. You had some Lahab?
I had the definition.
Oh, okay, kind. Well, you can read it. Then is it the same as the one up there
It's
now?
probably different, but that's the root of it.
Okay, we read yours first, Lahab. Sure.
I did it in a certain, so whoever has it can read it. Oh, never mind. Watch it.
Breaking news: the U.S.
It says relating to or denoting an imagined place or in state in which everything is unpleasant. It's like the definition of dystopian. Relating to or denoting an imagined place or state in which everything is unpleasant or bad. Typically, a totalitarian or environmentally degrading.
The word breaks down from dystopian, from bad or abnormal, and topian from topos, place. So dystopia is really a bad place.
Right, and down in America is truly a bad place. One more Jeremiah Wright, man, 'cause this brother was on fire.
We took this country by terror away from the Sioux, the Apache, the Arawak, the Comanche, the Arapaho, the Navajo. Terrorism. We took Africans from their country to build our way of ease and kept them enslaved and living in fear. We bombed the black civilian community of Panama with stealth bombers and killed unarmed teenagers and toddlers, pregnant mothers and hardworking fathers. We bombed Gaddafi's home and killed his child. Blessed are they who bash your children's head against the rock. We bombed Iraq. We killed unarmed civilians trying to make a living. We bombed a plant in Sudan to pay back for the attack on our embassy, killed hundreds of hard-working people, mothers and fathers who left home to go that day, not knowing that they never get back home. We bombed Hiroshima, we bombed Nagasaki, and we nuked far more than the thousands in New York and the Pentagon, and we never batted an eye.
Wow. So what he's saying is that they killed way more people than what we lost in the two buildings and in the Pentagon, which, you know, the facts that surrounding that are still ever so sketchy, to where you get deleted or canceled if you even bring out, because the truth of the matter is that the math and the facts don't add up with that whole story. And so
they've been caught on it. The military air reports show the only thing that's got today were military projector planes.
Well,
and that's when you watch the video, the nose of the plane come through the building. Come through the building before the glass even fucking shattered because there was no fucking plane.
Yeah, maybe that's why they stopped showing that portion of it. You know, they show it coming down now. And I noticed all the ones with the plane going through it, those disappeared. Yeah, they got called on that.
After here now, I got this Revelation 6 and 4.
Yeah. And right, what you talked about. Go ahead.
This Revelation 6 and 4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And they should kill one another, and there was given to him a great sword. And Esau has been using that sword, like the blessing he got in Genesis 27. Yeah. All right, Elder Malcolm said he got the world by what? Violence.
Yeah.
In fact, it says I might as well get it.
Great violence.
Yep. Sure. This is Genesis 27.
He didn't go around the world telling them, "Come on, guys, put these chains on."
Please, willingly.
You know, right? Give me a gold. Give me a daughter. Give me a wife. Come on, guys. Put these chains on. That's not what he did, man.
This is Genesis 27 and 39. Isaac his father answered and said to him, Behold, thy going shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So Esau got control of the planet just like this man Jeremiah Wright said,
YouTube.
by buying
Put in
motherfuckers.
Living by the
Revelation
sword. Let's see
13.
what pops up.
He-
Boy, on just Google. Let's see.
Use these miracles that made fire come down from heaven. That's right, the water. I could not get it, the water. You know? And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break the yoke from off thy neck. Which is going to the first we ruled over Edom, and for them to get control, they had to break from under us, which they did. And since then, they've been bringing violence on the earth, man. You know?
Why you got to get rid of this real quick? This is Ezekiel 35 and 5. So land back on it. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood. Even blood should pursue thee. He has not hated the sword. He's loved the sword and drawing blood from everyone, man. Not only the Israelites,
Even his own people.
yes.
If you had even some of his own, if they didn't want to get down with this program, it was like, well, damn, I don't want to be the devil.
World War
Right.
II.
Well, no, you're gonna be the devil with me, and if you're not gonna be the devil with me, then you're gonna die by this sword.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I hit this?
Absolutely.
This back in Isaiah 14. I'm going to read 5 of them, but this time I'm read verse 6 with it. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
Continual stroke.
Yeah. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. And that's what's coming for you, Edom, man. You're going to be persecuted, and none of these damn nations are going to fucking come to your help to your side.
That's it.
In fact, all of them have been in the boat pointing towards Babylon. Every nation with missiles is going to start pointing missiles towards you. Let me not say start. It's already happened. Everybody's pissed off at your ass,
We
man.
are.
Whoever ain't pointing at you, it's going to happen, man. And that's going to be your end. What is saying?
Wow.
What's that? Nahum,
Now, wow.
the 3rd chapter. So when they hear the report of you, they're going to clap, man. You know, I can get it. 'Cause I don't want to.
Now that's crazy. Now
Yeah,
when you were reading that, and I actually said, I wonder if you put in Google, living by the sword or live by the sword. Actually, he put living. What would pop up? And obviously we find this image. It says, and it's got this. It says, we are heartless. We are
Masterless.
masterless. We are white legion. So I imagine that, and it's got a samurai there, but the fact that it says we are white legion, you can't make this stuff up, man. Now it's probably talking about a Ronin. They're masterless. We are heartless. We're masterless. But nevertheless, Yahushua made it very clear that if you live by the sword,
You're going to
you're
die.
gonna die by the sword.
And that was his blessing.
Find it on YouTube. This group is live by the sword.
I just switched it up.
I said this one again.
God.
Like what?
So let me read this precept that I was trying to
He
focus on.
destroys everything.
Nahum 3:19. There is no healing of thy bruise, thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee, which is news, all that hear the bruit of thee shall clap their hands over thee. For upon whom have not thy wickedness passed continually? The nations are pissed off with you, man. You fucked the whole damn world up, man. So when he saw well, it started, as he's going down, we see what happened. The nations weakening you more and more, man. The nations speaking against you more and more. You know?
This is First Maccabees 1:7. So Alexander reigned 12 years as Alexander the Great for the whole world, so that they can understand who is speaking on. And then died, and his servants bare rule everyone in his place. These are the four generals that was under him. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them. So these are Edomite rulers. Many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So, like I said, the evils multiplied with you, Esau, when you had complete rulership under Alexander, because Alexander had complete control and dominance of the world at one point in time, the known world as it was known, and then his generals took it over, and under him, the evils of the planet multiply. So like the brothers like to quote, Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And here Edomite rule wind up saying it was multiplied. And it has been that way and back and forth. But now we at the last part of Babylon, and what we're looking at, the Baku. And this is the last stage of any fucking rulership that has been. When you know that it's gone, is when everything, you only live once, you can do whatever you want. It's debauchery. There's no more standing. There's no more this. There's no more anything that's of any goodness. Everything is just weak.
In which Esau did that, he did that in the ancient world. But he didn't have the entire fatness of the earth, and the way he did it this way, he tried to do it so that everybody would be down with this fucking bullshit. Because he did it subtly. And so now he can just fucking walk out in the fucking open. You see somebody fucking goddamn kids.
Con, brother. Hey, no, hey, this shit, hey, the wisdom maketh a wise man mad, man.
That's right, man.
You know, brothers are in pain, man. They're mad. But this also goes to show you that when you often hear the apostles say that when you hear the brothers say that the modern day sword is the gun, it says live by the sword, die by the sword. There was also one up there that said live by the sword, die by the gun. But this one takes the cake because this was Esau's blessing. And this is those who live by the sword get shot by those who don't. And so that's exactly. And who is the master of the sword? The so-called white man, who is Esau Edom. You know, who's out there going to them John Wick training. As a matter of fact, I have yet to see outside of this dude, the Black Rambo, who just came out. I still haven't. Like they got those what they call them, tactical shoot. You got a shooting range, and then you got those tactical ranges.
Right.
I have yet to see videos with Jake at tactical ranges.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
The only people at the tactical ranges, they got 5-6 guns laid out and 3-4 guns on them, and then a knife to throw. Is
they got moving
it's
targets.
Esau.
And
They
all
got
kinds of
moving
shit.
targets, and they got to run from one thing to the next,
Obstacle
reload.
courses and shit. Yeah.
It's always Esau Edom, man.
Yep, even the
You could probably pull one up.
the hardcore paintballs that do all the real technical shit. They got leads basically.
Con. Yeah. Well, snipers paint gun rifles. You got a sniper paint gun rifle. I was watching a video where it was a whole crew of guys getting ready to gear up to go to the battle, and it's a sniper hiding 100 yards from them. He's sniping them all.
Right.
That's their training.
Yeah.
Airsoft. Yep. That's their training.
I seen one where the dude, he had a fanny pack and he had 5 targets around him and he shot all 5 targets in 2 seconds.
Oh, the one, yeah.
Like,
he wrong as hell. I got a quick one. This Genesis 27, and I'm starting at 38. Well, Esau said unto his
I already
father,
read that. That's a blessing, brother.
You too.
Yep. Part tell him again. I read the Revelation in Genesis 27. Listen. Hey, wait, brother. Least you can do is listen. This is the Ezekiel 25, as he said, God damn America.
Yeah.
That will be judgment, man. This is Ezekiel 25.
God.
And I'm gonna start at verse
12.
Yep. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, had greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it. I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword. Live by the sword, die by the sword. I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do with Edom according to my anger and according to my fury. They shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh. So the Lord not only is going to give vengeance on you, he's going to allow his sons, all right, to get their hands dirty, so to say, man.
Delicious.
I got 2 right quick. Yeah, this is Sirach 21:8. The other had called for it in the beginning. Is he that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial. So this man is guilty of making profit, building up his family's, his wealth on the backs of us. So guess what, man? When the Lord comes back and we're still in his custody, he's going to have you put to death, like it says in Exodus. But it's Sirach 10:8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's the transition that has to happen. In fact, if you read that Sirach chapter 10, it says that the Lord's going to set up one that is profitable. So that's going to be how Shai and like the governing order that's going to be that's basically going to make sure that these laws get reinforced, man. And just like the Lord chastised us for not keeping laws and statutes, the Lord's going to give us dominion over the nations for them to get beat continually. And then ultimately, Esau Edom's going to get, after he serves us, after them 1,000 years, you know, it's going to be a big cookout, and he's going to be the charcoal briquettes, man, because his destination is to be determined, like it says, no nephew, no son.
Yeah, matter of fact, you can get those, brother. You quoted Obadiah and you quoted Isaiah 14. But we're looking on the screen and we're looking at all the tactical shooting, the combat shooting, and all I've seen was Edomites. Edomite men and women. You know, just go back to the top and just go down, brother. We'll just read some of those. You know, it said, right, what to look for in training range. Tactical and shooting drills. All right, look like he's carrying something. All right, John Wick weapons training. All right, you know, that actually looks like that's Keanu Reeves and Halle Berry there. So you got actually two Jakes. All right, best shooting drills. You know, training day dynamic pistols, Navy SEAL top shooting drills, fundamental shooting and moving drills. All right, tactical training, 3 shooting and from retention, barricades for realistic training. I mean, and guess what? Now don't get me wrong. Jake is out there learning how to shoot too, but not on the same level as these people.
No, it's impossible.
Yeah.
I didn't. When I used to do
the dude with the cards.
Yeah.
All right, you got a big target. All right. Yeah, your target is probably about the size of my torso. All right, and you know, and it moves back and forth. You can shoot your target. Why Esau putting cards on the targets and they shoot only in the playing cards? And the whole goal is to shoot. You shoot inside the playing card. On the target.
They want the playing card to be the cluster.
And that's what and they hit is some of the fucking.
Now I told you about my first time.
Right in the next.
The first time I went out to a training a gun range with the Edomite, by the way, and I mentioned it. On the card, did you say there were little stars about the size of a quarter? So they were actually looking. They were shooting at over 100 yards at a little on the sheet with little stars, and the goal to hit the little stars with the quarter. So they ain't thinking about the torso. They thinking about the nipple. You know what I'm saying? That's how their focus is on. You know?
And even in the movie The Patriot, isn't that what he told his young sons when he took them to fight the British and get his son back and get his oldest son back? He told them, "Aim small, miss small."
That's right.
That's what he said. Aim small, and the little boy kept repeating it. Aim small, miss small. Aim small, miss small. Yeah.
Hey, I had an Edomite. You know, I was doing security. Hey, this dude said. He said, it shouldn't be meant. You don't need shots. Just point and shoot. Just shoot. He said, feel a gun, know what you're shooting, know your gun, know your weapon, and shoot. It was like his damn. It
was a part of him. Yeah, because you have to understand when you're looking at these weapons on the screen, when you're looking at these things, that was their blessing. All right, and this is and they didn't take the world. Through being nice, they did not take the world through politics. Their first available thing was the sword. They took it. As a matter of fact, the Romans weren't skilled fighters at all. The Roman army wasn't about skill. The Roman army was about superior weaponry. All right, their weaponry was able to overcome the enemy's weaponry, even when their enemies were better combatives than them.
That's the statue of Daniel.
You know,
the kingdoms before Rome were glorious kingdoms. You know, hang and flower pots, etc. By telling you to Rome, though, is iron. a stronger metal, not as precious, but much stronger. And that's actually what the Iron Age. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Like their weapons were superior in the strength and the durability of it.
Uh-huh.
That it could hold up.
And then they use tactics.
Exactly.
You know.
So they saw it wasn't breaking under the pressure.
Yep.
Or what? These types of things.
What Esau still doing? They got what's the show on fucking TV? How they make their
Yeah, how they make their weapons now.
They got twisted fucking blade like this. Yeah, forward. Yeah.
Oh, that Ford steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of those. They're pretty interesting.
Hey, it reminds me of like even when was that Gamaliel said, "Hey, let these men alone, because these men got the truth, and you'll be fighting against the Most High God, coming against them in their doctrine, right?" So it's just like even with Romans 13 and how the Most High set these particular nations up, and you'll be fighting against the Most High God, trying to take them down before their time that was given them.
And see, this is evidence when you look at all this tactical stuff. This is like a modern day Roman. All right, he's giving you he's showing you how to shoot, fight from behind cover. He's got his whole rig. You know, he's got his main weapon and his sidearm. All right, he's got a down pack. I'm sure he does the drills with loading and reloading. Right. He does all of that.
And this is a blessing from on high.
And that's a blessing from on high. He was blessed with that. So it's going to take
the one who set him up.
Right. That's why Daniel's going to have to come. I mean, Michael's going to come down and do what he has to do, and then the Lord's going to set up that standard by giving Jacob that spiritual power, because there's no way you can beat this man down here carnally with it. Not only is he going to be superior with it, all right? Because I mean, every now and then you can find a Jake can outdo Esau anything that he does if he's taught. But it's kind of like you have to understand. Jake don't have the money, the resources to get these type of weapons like this in great quantity, and the time and resources to train with it. So he'll never be able to catch Esau. All right. Exactly. And Esau has the money and the funding to have the money and the time to waste. This is going to take you thousands of dollars wasted on ammunition to get to learn your weapon and all that and get good at it, and where it's your second nature.
Those accessories get worn out, like the suppressors they use.
Yeah, so many rounds they go bad. They know when Esau will shoot their gun over and over to see how many rounds it takes before they have to replace it. And then like different vehicles. You know, I be on YouTube watching this shit. Esau will shoot up a car, shoot up a truck, and they'll see what's the perfect place to hide when you want a gunfight. They'll shoot it up with different rounds. They'll shoot it up, they'll shoot it in the middle, they'll shoot it in the trunk, they'll shoot it by the engine. But they always say that, you know, by the engine is the best place to hide. More
actual solid metal.
There's more stuff in between to stop the round.
But even then, if you got the right round, don't none of that mean nothing. And
right.
Esau really studying. They'll fucking put guns to trees and see what round can go through a tree. And like Jake don't know.
You hide behind a tree and they hit
you good. They go pick up a different gun and chop it down a couple times. They got they show you that in Four Brothers. When they were shooting at them, they put their guns down. They picked up the different guns and they started
penetrating
the bricks.
I remember that.
Esau know what type of round and how to shoot. And you see how they were shooting. And they show you how they were shooting. They was hitting the same fucking spot over and over and over with fully automatic weapons.
Right.
And
then it makes a hole, and then you can shoot into the hole, and then bullets going and ricochet fly all over the place.
You know,
damn.
To hit like that, man, you watch these diligent search, and then even you know, when you read Sirach 44, talk about the rich men thoroughly furnished with abilities.
Bring it out.
You know, but let's talk about how we was rich. We had the time. We was able to go on to different inventions, and we didn't have nobody over us. That's the same thing with Esau right now. Esau rich. If he rich, he got the time to sit down and watch it's the nigga on YouTube called the Demolition Ranch. The only thing he do is try different weapons and
destroy stuff.
And to see what the fuck it can withstand, what different rounds can go through certain shit. It's like a whole study on what different guns can do and what they can't do.
You made me think of Abraham when he taught his men. That because Abraham was rich.
Oh yeah.
And he had time. He
Yeah,
didn't have no children. He had time to actually teach them. And you're right. And so his men became skilled,
right?
Because they had the time. All right, so you're gonna work, but then but come these hours of the day, this is when we train. The same shit we do with jiu-jitsu. It's like this time of the day we this is what we own.
Yeah.
Bring it out,
I got
bro.
that for you. So Rock 44:6. Rich men with ability living peaceably in their habitations.
Well, this is talking about the Israelites, the men of the Lord, but it's when you rich and you ain't got none but time, what the fuck you think you gonna be doing?
The same way with Abraham.
Hey, look at Elon Musk. How the fuck he coming up with all these fucking different ideas, man? Because he rich as hell. He ain't got an answer to nobody. He just got to fucking. He can go into his different ideas. Hey, you know, Israelite. Only thing Israel fucking
Esau like him too much either.
No.
Because them Amalekites hacked his phone and stole a bunch of his personal
his new
porn stuff that was in his phone. Show you this is how you know that Amalek is not the people of the Lord over there in the land of Israel. The small hats have some sort of thing that they hack your phone called Pegasus.
Wow.
And, you know, like the Trojan horse.
Oh, Trojan horse.
Yeah, they get inside and then they can, and once they penetrate it, they can completely listen to your conversation or any content in your phone. They can look at and see what it is. So they leaked a bunch of Elon Musk dick pics or some shit, some weird shit like that. So they don't, I guess he was sending some pics to some broad or something. Yeah. Right, look at this rich dick, baby. I don't know, but he got
It comes with a Tesla.
Damn. So you got Esau who's really got time. He's rich. He made a diligent search in wickedness. So this dude sitting around with all this motherfucking money and all this time. And that's why they're able to go on and to do things like this. A lot of these Edomites sitting on fucking ranches. They got money from their great grandfathers.
They stole it.
They all this stolen money, all this stolen land that they own.
Yeah, and which a lot of them don't like to acknowledge.
I know an Edomite personally. He's Canadian, so they got Lucy Gullov. That saying I said about the 72 and the trees. He told me that. Except not him and his father, and I believe his brother used to just go and chop trees down with their guns. To this day, he got land. We was talking recently. He got land. He into the end time prophecies, but he bugged out. He
He a damn tree murderer.
Yeah, he told me. He taught me that shit, man. Edom is really into that.
Yeah, well, I saw it when I was in Thailand too. When we did a joint operation with the Thai Marine Corps. We was actually we had a live fire thing, and some of the weapons we were using were actually cutting the trees down. So yeah, Esau has a lot of firepower. So if you think you're gonna fight Esau carnally, you're gonna come up short, man. And you might take a few with you, but you ain't gonna win that fight.
Right.
Well, it's again, Esau is just a hammer.
Well, I got it right here.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is Jeremiah 50:23. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How was Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Edom is referred to as the hammer, as the older brother Joshua just said, man. There's another scripture, Revelation 13, that says, "Who can make war with the beast?" The nation's like, man, what the fuck we gonna do? We gotta submit.
So the owner of that beast, the holder of that hammer, man. That's the only one that's gonna be able to stop Esau, man.
Somebody don't swing itself.
The Lord, that's right. Oh, the Lord said in Isaiah 10. The acts boast itself against him and hear therewith. And he says, when the punishment of Zion is accomplished, he's going to come and punish the stout heart of the king of Assyria. And America is that king of Assyria. Oh, that's so awful.
And this Psalm 17 and 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him. Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword."
Woo!
God, bro, read it again. Bob Pusha, I'm laughing at this foolishness of Esau on the screen, man. That shit was funny. Read it again, brother. Bob Pusha.
Shalom. I guess Psalm 17 and 13. It say, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is the sword." And that's King David that was saying, man, deliver us from the sword, man, because Esau is that hammer of the earth. So we need that deliverance from the Lord to get us out of the field.
God, and you know it's funny when you read that scripture was on the screen, even though it's kind of comical, but it still lied true.
Right.
To except for the gangster one that was straight up nigga spigot shit.
Right.
But it lied true to the nature of Esau Edom, man. You know, going full ham, you know, on the battlefield.
Not only that, on TikTok, you be scrolling, you be seeing the Edomites in the gym, they'll grab the dumbbells and practicing their aim-up speed and shit. You know,
yeah, with a 20-pound, 30-pound barbell.
Right.
And they actually getting their muscles. So, yeah, that's crazy, man.
They use the really good ones. They use
they
the curl box. They use the
Yeah.
curl box. They start using the box.
That's a 20-pound bar. That's what they mean. That's a 20-pound. They're using the 20 because, you know, the average weapon is under 20 pounds. But if you constantly working out with a 20-pound or 30-pound, you're going to get fast. You know,
with an MC.
You know, and now just speaking of that, I watched it because I did a lesson on Esau, and I used that as a backdrop. The copper, you know, the saw, right? All right, so they didn't replace the saw with who makes it? Now I can't think of who makes this particular weapon. But they would replace the saw with another weapon. It's actually 5 to 7.62 like the old M60. And it supposedly it's better than the saw in every way. Now, you know, it's still belt fed, still can feed the cartridge in it. Wow. And it's a one man. Yeah. So basically they replaced the old 5.62 squad automatic weapon. That was because it was the SM49. What was it, SM49? But because it was the 49.
The SM250 replaced the saw.
The SM250. The water. Yeah. So you know, and I watched it, and I did the lesson with that in the background. Then after the lesson, I actually watched the video, and I was like, man, I watched the whole demonstration of that SM250, man. And hey, look, and that's more than likely what these guys are going to be carrying when they're running around in the streets when guys like this get released on the public, man.
That's the dude I was talking
They put him on Call of Duty.
They put this dude on Call of Duty?
Yeah, they're doing that.
All right. So he's a SWAT guy. That's Ruben Alvarez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, you know, you always had Israelites in Roman's army. So right. So you're gonna have some Israelites, some badass and this is what I'm talking about. He probably better at it than some because I saw him mention kickboxing and other shit.
Right.
So this dude is completely combat efficient, hand to hand and with weapons. All right. So right.
It's like Tiberius.
And like most of these people who got these guns, once without their guns, they ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, but
this clearly ain't one of this crew right here.
I'm saying the true fighters, they're gonna be both.
Yeah.
Right. The true fighters are gonna be trained in both. They're gonna have actual hand-to-hand combat training and weapons training.
So go ahead. Let's get a few more scriptures. Get that Second Ezra. Go ahead and bring it out, Mataz. Get that Second Ezra 6 and 24, and the one who says they shall fight friend against friend. Baba Kusha.
It's Obadiah, verse 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, that thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Because y'all, like y'all saying, y'all talking about his pride and how he using his weapon. He think he can lose.
And look how they train him. While you're reading that, I'm looking at this. You know, he actually got resistance on him. You know,
he's training like
this is how fighters. I used to train fighters like that.
Right.
Yeah, he's training like football players trying to get their agility and their speed up. He's doing this with weapons.
Read that again, Baba Kashaf.
This Obadiah 1 verse 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, who a habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. So he's gonna be brought down, like y'all was even talking about them picking up the weights with Edomite with a Olympic pole with like 25 pounds on each side, running on a treadmill with the weight in his hand, training for war, aiming with that.
And they was mocking him like it was a joke the whole time. His ass getting
Yeah, right. That was a video of some big swole Edomite walking in the gym, and he was.
I seen that.
When he said something to the effect that a lot of I got to get in shape because a lot of these people in here, I'm actually gonna have to chase them down and eat them later on. You know, so they, you know, these Edomites, they have a whole different mentality, man. You gotta, you know, and it's gonna take the Lord coming down to deliver us from this, you know, from this red devil, from this red horse in Revelation 6 and 4. All right, go ahead, brother.
So Obadiah 1 and 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Guess what, man? That violence, which he didn't think twice about, all right, he just said, like I said, he shed the blood of the Israelites. Guess what? That's going to come upon him. Because if I can get right here, Colossians 3:25, it says, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there's no respect of persons. So guess what? The evil that he did is only amounting to when it comes to that big ass cutoff.
Reloading and shit.
You know, like the other said about the second Esdras. You read second Esdras 50. It says we all came of Adam, but then what? The people who now has chosen, and the people that has chosen, once they're set up, like it says, you know, Esau is the end of the first, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it, and that the one that follows is going to be in righteousness. So there's not going to be no more translation of kingdoms. All right, it's going to be the dominion of the governing body, starting with Yahweh Shemi Shai, like it says, him that is setting up, him that is profitable, and then the governing body of Israel. Okay, and then ultimately what? Reigning in righteousness. So then there won't be no need to transfer the kingdom. You won't have to lose it. It'll be in righteousness.
I got a quick one. It's Numbers 35 and 33.
It'll be the last one.
The number of murdering. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed from the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So he got to pay for all this murdering, robbing, stealing, killing he's been doing. You know, destroying things. He got to pay. His blood got to get shedded down.
That's right. And then all our people who believe in this sword, believe in Esau, or fight for Esau, they're gonna all get put to death. Right? So all this left hand shooting, carrying weights, dude looking like Baptista's little brother. It ain't nothing that's gonna save you, man.
Right? Your weapons ain't gonna work on, man. Isaiah 54:17, man.
God.
No weapon formed shall harm us.
That's right. Matter of fact, we'll let that be the last
I got
scripture.
already on that first.
Like the apostle, we shared the same apostle sentiment that the apostle said. Yeah, I don't care for guns, but spiritual power I like.
That's right.
Yeah.
Homo sapiens.
Right.
Homo sapiens.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you know, I particularly like edged weapons. We won't need them. You know, if the Lord be with us, we won't need them. It's just for it's just for the style, right? Exactly.
What you say? He said when the time comes, he said I can dodge bullets when the time comes. You won't need
Go ahead, brother.
It's Isaiah 54:17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, so the elect, this is their heritage. This is our heritage, man. You can't change it. We can't change it. It comes with being the servants of the Lord, man. So your weapons won't work, man.
Right, and that's the true master race, the elect. All right, so that's who the master race is, the Lord's elect. So with that, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakwadash.
Wa Abba Ball.
Abba Ball.
Yeah.